Hi everyone, and we're group 22, and we chose the dice game as our final project, and our project's name is My Soul, and it's about how to play dice game. And my name is Zheng Li. I'm focused on the user interface, like how to use different buttons, and that's it.
Hi, my name is Jeremy, and I am responsible for writing the main code of the dice game, including the game logics and the functionalities.
Hello, my name is Arvin, and I'm in charge of animation design of our MATLAB project, which is basically about the page background, the choices of pictures, the positions of the functional buttons, and sound effects.
Hi, I'm Jinwen. I'm in charge of the user interaction.
I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hello everyone, my name is Arvin, and I'm responsible for the animation design for the MATLAB dice game app. Let me walk you through the design process. First, let's break down the app's visual structure. For the color and tone, the bright orange background says playful, energetic mode, which is perfect for a dice game. The next part is the core zones. On the top, as you can see, the term prompt label displays dynamic information like runs, guesses, and results. On the two sides, cute characters icons, my melody for player A, Kuromi for player B, flying the score fields, which update in real time. In the center, for dice images are listed in horizontal line, which is clear for players to observe. And on the bottom, action buttons, guess big, guess small, and roll dice, and game flow controls like join game, start game, next turn, guides, player interactions. For the sound effect, I found one online where multiple dice are shaken together, which is perfect for our app since every roll dice action involves all four dice changing at the same time. It sounds like this. This sound effect maximizes the realism and closely matches the actual experience of shaking multiple dice at once. Crucially, the animation ties directly to the app dice value. When the dice land, the images matches the actual values, no lag, no mismatch. This keeps the game logic and visuals in perfect harmony.
And my name is Zheng Li. I'm focused on the user interface. So as we can see, this is our game, and we're using buttons to design role of the game. And this is a single two-players game. And I think the most interesting part about our game is we can play the game remotely by using different computers in different places. And in order to start game, we need to first press the start game button, and then the second player can press the join game button to join the game. And this is all the preparation phase of the game. And in order to play the game, the first player, you have to choose a button from the guess big button and guess small button. And that's represent the total sum of the four dice. The big button represents the sum of dice bigger than 10, and the small one represents the sum of the dice smaller than 10. And that's the guess of the total dice. And that will actually reflect in the next phase. So after that, we can press the roll dice button to start the roll dice, and it will begin to roll automatically and stop randomly. So during this phase, the dice will roll for 4 times, and if the player's guess is correct, they receive 10 points. But if not, you will get no point. And then you can press the next third button. So the next player can start to play the game. And in the end, the total data, the game data will be collected to ThinkSpeak. And the player with the highest score will win the game. But if both players have the same score, the game ends in a tie.
Hi, I'm Jinwen Du. I'm focusing on the user interaction design of our project, My Soul. One of my main tasks was to ensure the user interface was intuitive and that gameplay follow as smooth and responsive. Let me brief walk you through the main interactive components of our app, which we created using MATLAB App Designer. First one, the Start Game button. This button initializes the game environment. When pressed, it sets up all relevant variables, resets scores, and prepares the interface for player A to begin. And the second one, Join Game button. This allows the second player to connect to the same game session. It reads the initial game state for our shared ThinkSpeak channel and local data accordingly. On the left hand, there are two buttons. The first one is Get Big button, and the second one is Get Small button. They are used by players to predict whether the sum of their dice will be the big, 10 or more, or small, less than 10. The app stores this guess, and it is later compared against the actual dice total after rolling. On the right bottom corner, the roll dice button. This triggers the dice rolling function. It generates 4 random values between 1 and 4, updates the dice images on screen, and plays the roll sound effect. If a guess has been made beforehand, the app also evaluates whether the guess was correct. And here's the next turn button. This switches control to the next player. It increments the round count and updates the interface to reflect the new player's turn, while also checking if game has reached the end condition of 10 rounds. All of these buttons were created and linked through callback functions using App Designer. For example, each button has a startup function properly to call the corresponding method in our app logic. This modular design enables us to maintain a responsive interface and ensure that all actions resulted in immediate feedback on the game screen. While implementing remote play, we encountered a challenge with the real-time score updates using ThinkSpeak. Due to the platform's 15-second update interval, the scores sometimes fail to refresh quickly enough during gameplay. We implemented additional user prompts and error handling to make this clear to players, but full real-time synchronization remains a goal for future development.
I'm now going to introduce the main code of our dice game project. The first is the utility functions. The function write data to ThinkSpeak, sends game state data to ThinkSpeak Cloud, and then they read data from ThinkSpeak function, reads the latest game data from ThinkSpeak, updates the local state and score display. Then is the play dice rolling animation function. This is the function that plays dice rolling sound and animation, resets all dice visually. And then is the update the dice visual function. We can update the image of a single die based on its value. And is the callbacks, the game initialization and the dice holding. Startup function initializes the 4 dice at the start of the app. Then the function dice image 1 from 4 clicked it. Players clicks to hold the dice from 1 to 4. Then we have the roll dice button pushed functions. Rolls on held dice displays total, validates guess, and uploads data to ThinkSpeak. And the guessSpeak button pushed functions. The players can select speak as their guess. And the guess small button pushed functions is the interoperate. Player selects small as their guess. And we have the start game button pushed function. We can initialize the scores, round number, and current player, uploads game start state. And join game button pushed functions read the game state from ThinkSpeak and allows a second player to join. The next turn button pushed, you can advance the game turn. Check if the guess was correct. Last is the component creation and app lifecycle. It creates components, function creates all UI elements. And my solo app initializes and registers the app, runs startup function,